be further away, you can be further away. Make sure we have clearance. Awesome, well we are so glad to have you all in the house at the museum tonight. My name is Nina Simon. I'm the Executive Director of the Santa Cruz Museum of Art and History, or the MAH as we like to call it. And we are so honored to have all of you here to celebrate the Screaming Hand, Jim Phillips, and Santa Cruz skateboards tonight. It is a killer night to have you here. You know, our mission here at the MAH is to ignite unexpected connections and shared experiences, to build community through art and history. And I look around here and I see a lot of unexpected connections, I see a lot of shared experiences in the making, and I see a whole lot of building community through the incredible art and history of the Screaming Hand. We've got two really big communities here tonight. First, I want to give it up, shout out to all of our MAH members. If you're a MAH member, can you give me a wave or a something? Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Max. There you go.
Your support, your participation, you make exhibitions like this possible. You make all the work here at the museum possible, and we are so glad to have you as our members. And then, how about a shout out to everybody here who's from the skate industry tonight? All right, yeah, people from NHS, we have artists from around the world. Who here is here in this building for the first time tonight? All right, museum members, look around. I want you to really invite these people in, welcome them, because I don't want tonight to be your last night here at the museum. This exhibition is going to be here for 8 months. It's the longest exhibition we've ever done because we know how important the Screaming Hand is in this community. And so I'm asking all of you over the next 8 months, come back, bring your friends. Come tomorrow and hear Jim Phillips talk at 5:30. It's free tomorrow from 11 until 9 p.m. Come next month. Come in the winter. Come when your in-laws are here for Christmas and you can't figure out what to do with them. Come back, enjoy the art, share this incredible story with everybody in our community. And if you want to come back a lot, let me suggest that maybe you think about becoming a museum member tonight. You can come back every day for the next year for free. And you can talk to, my friend Susan waving one of these brochures, anybody at the front desk. They'd love to help you join our community here at the museum tonight. I know we're all here because we're inspired by the Screaming Hand, by Jim Phillips, by Santa Cruz skateboards, and we're all here for different reasons. So I just want to share a little bit of what's inspiring me tonight. When I look at the Screaming Hand, I gotta admit, I'm not a skater. I was new to this when we first started working with NHS, but I knew the minute I walked in this door that we wanted to find a way to work with Santa Cruz skateboards. And I remember 5 years ago talking to Richard Novak and saying, why does the Screaming Hand matter? And he pulled out his phone and he showed me an image of a graffitied Screaming Hand on the side of a bombed out building halfway across the world. And I got it. That the Screaming Hand, this image that Jim Phillips has created, yes, it's a homegrown thing here in Santa Cruz. We're proud of it here, but it is also a creative catalyst for the whole world. And when you go upstairs, you will see art, tribute art from artists everywhere in this world, from Asia, from Europe, from South America, people inspired by the Screaming Hand to tell their own story, to express their own artistic energy, their creative energy, their revolutionary energy through their interpretations of the Screaming Hand. And so when I think about what the Screaming Hand has done, this homegrown institution in Santa Cruz that has spread all over the world as a creative catalyst, that lives and breathes every day, that's the kind of place, that's the kind of institution I hope that we're building here at the MAH too. So I look at what Jim Phillips has created and the Screaming Hand, I look at what Santa Cruz Skateboards has created, and I say that's what we want to do here too. To create a community around the living, breathing art and history of Santa Cruz, and then tell the whole darn world how amazing, how innovative, how incredible the work is that we all do in this community. So thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being members and supporters and artists and activists and cheerleaders for the Screaming Hand. You know, we could not have created this exhibition alone. No way. And so I want to introduce to you a creative force who from the beginning had a vision for this to be not just a great worldwide tour, but to come home to Santa Cruz in a big way. And that is Bob Denike. Bob Denike!
All right, thanks, Nina. That's a hard act to follow. All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. As Nina said, I had the pleasure to work on this art show for 2 years. I think we first thought about it a couple years ago. It started out as just one show that we were going to do in town. And then I think Lee Sharon had the idea, put it on the road, so I'll give Lee a little bit of credit, but I'm going to give him all the blame. Anyway, so we put it on the road. It went to 12 countries, 25 cities. The whole idea was that we would invite about 50 artists and that would travel around. But the very first show we did in LA, about 12 guys added to it. And then it went to Vancouver, another 10 guys. And then it went to London, and then it went to Melbourne, Sydney, Taiwan, Tokyo. Every country, every city, more artists got involved. And we have over 200 pieces of art here, not even all the art that was shown, but from all over the world, everybody's interpretation of it, and it's all in honor of Jim Phillips. So a couple of thank yous here. There's an amazing team at the MAH, the Museum of History here. Nina Simon, Justin Collins, Robbie Schoen, Michaela Clark, Nora Grant, Stacy Garcia, Diana Capster, and Elise Granada. That was the team here that we worked with. They're amazing, super young, super energetic, lots of creative ideas, and they're just on it. Everything you told them to do, they did it, and they're a big part of the show. So let's give a hand for the MAH team. And then the NHS group, these poor guys at NHS. It was crazy. We didn't think it would actually make it around the world, right? Every stop we were waiting for it to like get caught in customs, or maybe one of the crates would disappear, but it made it everywhere. And it was Aaron Clark, Jaime Medrano, Marie Ricci, Holly Anderson, Dave Friel. He has a crew here. He's doing a screening exhibition with Mariah Reyes and Maria Romero. We have Gabe, who drove the truck here. Gabe, the truck's still here. That's good. Carrie Herod and Chris Chappie Chapman did a lot of the building. So let's hear it for the NHS team. And then I mentioned Lee Sharon. He's an artist for us. He's an art director for the brand Creature. And Lee initially contacted the 51st artists, and to have contacts like that, to be able to invite that caliber of an art group is pretty amazing. So Lee, thank you. This is your crazy start of the idea. Yeah. And then Mark Whitman. So everything you see visually in this show right now is all Mark Whitman's vision. So Mark has a full-time job, and he did this in addition to his full-time job. He's our art director for Independent Trucks. But Mark, you're just amazing. The creativity, the energy, I'm blown away. Everybody here is telling me they're blown away. They're gonna have to come back and see it all. So Mark Whitman, let's give it a hand for him. He put on this show by himself with the team behind him. Thank you. And then we had some local sponsors that helped us out. Pacific Wave on the corner gave a big donation, so let's donate back to them. Go down there and buy a t-shirt. Todd Nolan and his family have always supported NHS, super helpful. Joseph George Wines, Bert George is here pouring wine. He loves to talk about wine, right Bert? I think he likes to drink wine too, right? Anyway, Joseph George Wines, Bert George, thank you. Moss Adams Capital, thank you. Rich Anderson, Comerica Bank, Reed, Geisreiter, thank you. We have the Point Buy Group, as well as Santa Cruz Waves, Tech Color Craft, and Team Worldwide, all partners of NHS. Thank you. So like I said, a lot of artists from around the world. There's some here today. They should have name tags on, kind of like mine. If you see an artist with a name tag, talk to them, ask them about the piece that they did, who they were inspired, why did Jim inspire them. But we have people from Japan, or artists from Japan, Texas, Kansas City, Florida, Minneapolis, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Jose, San Francisco, and of course Santa Cruz here tonight. Thank you guys for coming. But tonight we're here to celebrate Jim Phillips. So Jim has influenced, I'm going to say, hundreds of thousands of people around the world, whether they're artists, skaters, consumers. He did a body of work in the 70s and the 80s in skateboarding that stands its time today. He also has a rock poster body of work. He also has surf art body of work, all coming out of one man. I don't know how you did it, Jim, but thank you for being part of NHS. And you did the Screaming Hand logo. You did the red classic dot logo. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that in town. But I think Dolly has a lot to do with your success, right, Jim? Dolly, his wife. And your son Jimbo, your grandchildren Colby and Cassidy, they've all been on the journey with you, Jim. So, and I think Wallace Bain put it best in the recent article. He said, you're most likely the most successful, well-known artist to come out of Santa Cruz. There's a lot of artists in this town, but your art has been shown and sold and seen in over 100 countries around the world. And thank you, Jim, for what you've done for NHS, the art community, and all that you've done for everybody in this room. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Phillips.
So amazing. And I owe so much thanks to Bob. I don't know how I can ever express that. But Ben Jonson was a poet in England, second only to Shakespeare at that time. And he said that life in short measures made perfect be. And this is not a short measure. This is perfect, and it's lasted more than a year, this art show that went around the world. And it was perfectly executed by Mark Whitman and Bob and staff, all the crew at NHS. So it's amazing what they've put together here. And as an artist, you tend to see your artworks blowing away as you make them. You make a poster and then it's gone, it's down, and nobody ever remembers it. So to have an iconic artwork persevere, and it makes you wonder what makes it stick? What makes it stay? What's the staying power of this thing? And we don't know. It's a mystery, but we're very grateful to have it, and I'm very grateful. It's 99% of my fans are skateboarders. So you can tell where my interest has been throughout my life. And it's been a long career at NHS, and I started sort of at the beginning, and kind of it's 45 years later. So it's really been an amazing opportunity. And I have a surfing background, and there's not a lot of opportunity for art, but the skateboarders, they come alive with art, and they love it, and they're so graphically inclined. It's like this custom-made family for me to be working for. So I've been really, really happy in my work, and they've allowed me to do whatever comes to my mind, and the Screaming Hand is one of them. You know, I mean, they won't turn anything away. You know? So I just appreciate all you folks coming down here, and the mighty love that has emanated from everyone. And I thank you all, and I love you all, and I just really am happy.
Let's give it up one more time for Jim Phillips. Enjoying the art, enjoying the history, enjoy the Screaming Hand and Red Dot wine and beer. Have a great night tonight, enjoying the exhibition. Come back tomorrow, come back next week, come back next month. Enjoy this incredible exhibition and this incredible legend of art and history born right here in Santa Cruz County. Thank you.